Okay, we are at
Forest Lake Campground and Resort.
okay, and
Advance.
we are at site 18.
B18.
B18.
Yes.
Okay. This is a pretty big place. This is part of Thousand Trails.
Yes.
Thousand Trails Campground. Our site is real level. It is small.
It is small.
And it is
right next to the guy next to us.
It's pretty close, y'all. It's pretty close to other people. I'm not saying all of them are, but the way you have to reserve, or at least we had to reserve, is you go online and you make your reservation. But they're the ones that
give you your spot.
Okay.
They manage the campground.
They manage who gets what and stuff, and you can give them areas that you like, and they can tell you if it works or if it don't work. That's the only thing I don't like so far about this, because it's nice to kind of know where you're going. Here, when you show up, you really don't know, and so I don't know if all of them manage their spots like this, but this one they do. Other than that, it's pretty much just this one here is in Davie County, North Carolina, and it's pretty much a lot of gravel, and so I'm not really familiar with Thousand Trails, so I'm not going to give any opinions on that. I just don't. I don't really want to do the membership things. I want to kind of go where I want to go, and not have to worry about okay, we can only stay in these certain areas.
Because we pay for the membership.
Yeah, I don't want to have to pay for membership. We're not full-timers. We only camp and go places mostly in the winter months. And I pretty much like to, there are annual places we like to go that's not memberships. And so, but as you can see here, we're pretty close to these people here. Mm-hmm. And this other person, we have a small motorhome, 25 feet long. And so it's not so much of a big deal. They do have a cemetery, and we haven't.
And a historic site. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh yeah, we'll show you some of that here. But this is a full hookup. The ones that we're at, water, sewer, and electricity. Yeah, the water pressure seems to be real good.
Yeah, the water pressure's good.
And that says a lot, because I have been at some really nice campgrounds, but the water pressure is horrible. And
You're to the shower house.
Yeah, and so, but other than that, guys, this is our site. It's B18, and this is, what's the name of that campground again?
Forest Lake RV Resort and Campground.
Okay, and again, it is part of Thousand Trail Campground. There's a historic site, and there is a visitor center. The visitor center, the camp store, is right over here. But there is a historic site. We don't know exactly the significance of it, and there's a cemetery, and it's somewhere in this area, back out in here, and so we're going to check that out. But I just at least wanted to let you guys see this. They do have church here Sunday mornings at 9:30, and Bible study teaching at 10 o'clock. And so they do have that here, and they've got a pool, the laundromat, and what is neat, I've never seen this before, but you can pay with your debit card. Check that out. I bet you more and more places are going to start going to this. That is neat.
Quarters too.
It takes quarters also?
Yeah.
But still.
It means it's $1.50. I'm not sure what that means. Because this one, the dryer's counting down. So maybe time, maybe? I don't know.
Hour and a half?
I hope it's counting down like seconds.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We'll have to find out. It tells you pretty much how to do it up here.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, nice laundromat, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Now here is the lodge, store, and grill. That's got to be that right there. We've never done this on a campground. This is like one of those town walks we do, except it's a campground. It's a big place.
It's a big place.
It's a pretty big place. We are inside this building here, the grill store. And they got video games and all that stuff in here. Still trekking along in search of this historic site and this cemetery.
Historic landmark.
Historic landmark?
I think it's an outhouse.
Uh-huh. You never know. You never know.
That's a nice site down there.
Yeah. This place is massive.
It's packed too.
You might have to have security out here.
Yeah.
Here we are. It's C19 is what it's supposed to be. C19.
C20, but
Okay. Well, C19 is right here at it. And this is
a
the
historic tobacco barn.
historic landmark, which
We've
is,
stayed in a tobacco barn before.
yeah, Pilot Knob Inn has they made cabins that you can rent and stay in out of tobacco barns. It says here, tobacco barns were a common sight in rural North Carolina not so long ago, and in some areas are still being used to cure tobacco. Tobacco leaves were strung on sticks and then hung on beams above oil burners to be cured for market. And so, well, that's interesting. And so here's, I'm not sure, hopefully you can see this. I guess they just, there's the beams up there, so they must have somehow or another did their thing down here. The oil down there underneath it, the burners, and then from what I'm understanding, the tops of this got real hot, and so it kept it from burning the leaves, but the leaves were strung up and hung over these beams here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. When I walked up to it, I thought it was like kind of a little makeshift jail. Interesting, though.
If it worked there, it might have been.
Yeah. That's neat. That's neat that they have something like this here. Wow. And I wonder, this down here, if it's just extra vents, maybe to get air, circulate air. Check that out. Yeah, those are oil burners. And then it was manufactured under Mayo patent. Got the patent and all that on there. Dated November 10th, 1942. If my eyes are serving me correctly. So that's how old those oil burners are. Back when I was driving a truck, I used to go past a lot of tobacco fields. And I stopped and got some tomatoes on the way back home. And I remember a old farmer was telling me how they don't get near the crop that they used to. It used to grow really good. And he
Which is probably a good thing, because smoking is bad for you.
well, he was like, you know what, it's because we forgot the Lord. I mean, he was really in, he was a Christian. And he says, because we forgot the Lord and we don't get near the crops that we used to.
Yeah, it's really big.
It is. I could see something, a cabin. You could easily make a cabin out of this. All right, let's see if we can find that cemetery. I tell you what, if I didn't even know it was here, I'd have walked right by it. There's a little trail right through here. And again, well, the flowers, actually, if it wasn't for the flowers, I should say, man, look at this. That looks like, is that 1785?
That's what it looks like.
Augustus? I mean, it looks like they literally, I mean, they did a pretty good job with the letters and all.
I can't tell what that one beside it.
It looks like 1785 right there.
There's one that says 1803, 1809. That one says 1814.
My gosh.
1811. No, 1815.
1815. You know, I'm looking at it with, whenever I look through it, look at it through the camera here.
You can see it better.
I can see it better. Yeah, here's 1803. This one right here, I can't even, it's not even, I don't know if it's just a marker or whatever. Wow. Look at that.
1822.
Wow. These names are hard to pronounce. I can't even get the names here. It's hard for me to read it. That Augustus or what, Augustine or whatever. This is another one. You know how we talked about how they gave the when they died and how old they were? This guy here, 52 years, 11 months.
Born in 1871 and she died in 1822.
Wow. Let me put the lines across.
Age 11.
It has like some type of little frill thing on the bottom there.
Like a little scallop. Little scallop days. Part of it got chipped away on the rock. It looks like they used rocks because see how the rock did like.
Yeah. They just smoothed down one side of it.
Yeah.
Man, these are old. I mean, old. Well, here's a trail here.
Yeah.
It just goes right on.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, guys, this is the
Pioneer. What do they call it? The Pioneer Cemetery Historic Landmark.
Yeah, this is right here at the campground, 1,000 Trails.
You can't see that. You can.
And what's the name of it again?
Forest Lake.
Forest Lake in Advance, which is in Davie County, North Carolina.
Yep.
And so right here, there's a trail, and there's this old cemetery right off the beaten path.